Live in Miami, we're talking with
Sandy Davies.
And you represent what organization?
Progressive Democrats of America. I'm the local coordinator of the Miami chapter.
Okay. I'm a news reporter for the tribunacolus, and we want to know what these guys are talking about. So can you share some of your ideas, please?
Yeah, well, the reason we're demonstrating here today is that President Obama has come to give the commencement address of Miami-Dade College. And we're in a country that is currently at war in Afghanistan, is bombing Pakistan, destabilizing Pakistan. We just started bombing Libya too. And this is not what most Americans want. 2/3 of Americans say that they want to get our troops home from Afghanistan, that we do not support this war. And a majority of Americans supported President Obama in 2008 and elected him to get out of Iraq and to bring about an end to the war in Afghanistan. And we do not support having a military budget that is 30% higher than at any time during the Cold War or the Vietnam War. This country cannot afford these wars. It cannot afford this record military budget. Our infrastructure is decaying. We have no healthcare system comparable to any other advanced nation in the world. And the government is being run in the interest of big corporations and the wealthiest 2% of the country. This is supposed to be a democracy. And I think that the government's war policy is the greatest example of how our democracy is falling down. Americans do not want war. We do not want to militarily dominate the whole world, and yet that is what our government is trying to do. And so we're really demanding that President Obama listen to us, listen to the American people, and give us peace. That is what we want.
Now, why do you think he kept the Secretary of Defense from the prior administration in place? Do you think that this is something of a governmental political strategy, or what's going on? He promised a lot of things during the campaign, and he has not lived up to those promises.
That's absolutely right. And keeping on the Secretary of Defense was emblematic of the fact that he kept the same military policy as the previous administration. And even as this policy, even though he's discontinued the use of the term war on terror, it is essentially still the same policy. And between 2001 and 2008, this so-called war on terror led to a 2,000% increase in terrorism around the world. According to the U.S. State Department, there were about 350 worldwide incidents of terrorism in 2001, including the September the 11th attack on the United States. Our military operations all over the world generated so much resistance, so much opposition, so much pushback from all kinds of people all over the world that by the time President Obama took office in 2008, there were 8,000 incidents of terrorism around the world, and that's not counting in Iraq.
Okay, now, do you think that it is possible that he will continue with these policies and that he will eventually get reelected? Do you think that we need another type of leadership, or do you think that he should change and try to remain in office? What's your take on this?
We're not here to demonstrate for or against a political candidate. We're here to demand of our government collectively that it listens to the will of the American people.
All right, perfect. And finally, can you just give a closing statement saying what would happen if all that money would be spent in America instead of going to solve other people's problems?
we could revitalize our economy. We could take care of the social needs of people in this country. We could have a healthcare system that actually provided healthcare to all our people, a Medicare for All program, and we could actually reinvest in America and invest in alternative energy, invest and take America into the 21st century as a leader in technology, as a leader in social policy, to actually make America the best place in the world to live.
Which is really what it is today. We cannot allow it to go down. Do you agree with this?
No, I don't agree with that. I don't think America is the best place in the world to live in right now. Okay. I think people in most parts of Europe have a better quality of life. They have much better guarantees of security in their lives. Countries that have a real healthcare system where people do not have to worry about the financial consequences of getting sick. That gives people a kind of security that Americans have never known in this country, and yet we could provide that in this country.
Right. Well, we really appreciate your time. We will make an article about all this, and thank you very much for your time.
You're very welcome.